Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to Bishop Auckland Theatre Society's production of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, a seasonal tale in 2 parts of a miserly old man called Scrooge, who, after a visit from Marley's ghost, comes to realise the true spirit of Christmas. Brought to you in partnership with Bishop FM and performed by members of the Bishop Auckland Theatre Society and friends. Adapted by Malcolm Stamp and edited by Charley Stamp. Now get yourself a glass of warm punch and a mince pie and sit by the fire as you listen to A Christmas Carol. Merry Christmas, one and all.
Scrooge was very scared and alone, but he was sure that he felt some sort of change coming over him after the visit from the ghost of Christmas past and the ghost of Christmas present. It was a feeling of hope that the chains that Marley spoke of would not be forged into great unbearable lengths of iron. But he knew that there was one more spirit left to come, and that ghost would show Scrooge the future. A phantom draped and hooded moved towards him like a mist along the ground. Midnight. The phantom slowly, gravely, silently approached Scrooge, shrouded in a deep black garment which concealed its head, its face, its form, and left nothing of it visible save one outstretched hand. But for this it would be difficult to detach the figure from the night and separate it from the darkness by which it is surrounded. It is tall and stately, and its mysterious presence fills Scrooge with a solemn dread. The phantom neither speaks nor moves.
I am in the presence of Christmas yet to come. You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any other spectre I have seen, but I know your purpose is to do me good, and I hope to live to be another man from what I was. I am prepared to bear you company, and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? The night is waning fast, and it's precious time to me, I know. Lead on, Spirit. I know these men. Men of business, very wealthy and of great importance. I've made a point of always standing well in their esteem. In a business point of view, that is. Strictly business.
How are you?
How are you?
Well, old Scratch has got his own at last, eh?
So I am told. Cold, isn't it?
Yes, seasonal for Christmas time. You're not a skater, I suppose?
Oh, no. That'd be something else to think of.
I don't know much about it. Either way, I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
God knows.
What has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. I don't know of anybody who will go. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going if lunch is provided.
Yes.
I'm rather surprised, Spirit, that you should attach importance to conversations so trivial. They must have some hidden purpose, or else you wouldn't be showing them to me. Is that right? They could scarcely have any bearing on the death of Jacob, my old partner, for his death was in the past, and this is the future. I can't help but notice that this is my accustomed corner, and I see by the clock that this is my usual time of being here. But I see no likeness of myself. Not that I'm surprised, you understand. You see, I've been revolving in my mind a change of life. And I should like to think, that is, I rather hope, that my not being here is the result of having carried out some resolution regarding... Spirit, wait!
Let the charwoman be the first, let the laundress be second, and then undertaker's man. What odds then? What odds, Mrs. Dilber? Every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
That's true indeed, no man more so.
Why then, don't stand staring as if you was afraid, woman. Who's the wiser? We're not going to pick holes in each other's coats.
No, indeed.
Very well then, that's enough. Who's the worse for a loss of a few things like these rags and such? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed.
If he'd wanted to keep him after he was dead, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have had somebody look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying gasping out there his last, alone by himself.
It's the truest word that ever was spoke. It's a judgment on him.
I wish it was a little heavier judgment, and it should have been. You may depend upon it if I could have laid my hands on anything else. Open that bundle and let me know the value of it. You know pretty well that we were helping ourselves before we met here. It's no sin. Open the bundle.
That's your account. And I wouldn't give another sixpence if I was to be boiled for not doing it. Who's next?
This is disgusting. Nothing more than vultures. Haven't you got anything better to show me?
I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine. And that's the way I ruin myself. That's your account.
Now undo my bundle, Joe.
What do you call this? Bed curtains?
Bed curtains.
Oh, you don't mean to say you took 'em down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I do. Why not?
You were born to make your fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
I certainly shan't hold my hand still when I can get anything in it, you. Mind your lamp. You'll drop that oil upon the blankets now.
His blankets?
Who else's do you think? He isn't likely to take cold without 'em.
I hope he didn't die of anything catching. Hey?
Don't you be afraid of that. I ain't so fond of his company that I'd loiter about him for such things. You may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
And what do you call wasting it?
Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but I took it off again. If calico ain't good enough for such a purpose, it ain't good enough for anything. He can't look uglier than he did in that one. That's the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. That is the lesson I am to draw from this poor man's fate, is it not? Spirit, this is a fearful place. In leaving us, I should not leave his lesson, trust me. Let us go. I understand you, and I would look at this dead man's face if I could. But I have not the power, Spirit. I have not the power. If there is any person in this town who feels emotion caused by this man's death, show that person to me, Spirit. I beseech you.
Tell me the news. Is it good or bad?
Bad.
We are quite ruined.
No, there is hope yet.
If he relents, there is. Nothing is past hope. If such a miracle has happened.
He's past relenting. He's dead.
Oh, I'm thankful my soul to hear that. May God forgive me if I haven't said such a thing.
When I tried to see him and obtain a week's delay, his charwoman told me he was ill. What I thought was a mere excuse to avoid me turns out to be quite true. You know, not only very ill, but dying.
To whom will our debt be transferred?
I don't know. But before that time we shall be ready with the money. And even though we were not, it would be a bad fortune indeed to find such a merciless creditor in his successor. We may sleep tonight with light hearts.
So, it's a happy house for this man's death. Is that the only emotion you can show me? Pleasure? But then again, I don't suppose you can find much tenderness connected with death.
Shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honour him. Shall I stop reading?
Oh, no. It's only the colour. It hurts my eyes. There, better now again. It makes them weak by candlelight, you see, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home, not for all the world. It must be near his time.
Past it, rather. But I think he has walked a little slower than he used to these past few evenings, Mother.
I have known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulders, very fast indeed.
And so have I, often.
But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so that it was no trouble. No trouble. Oh, there's your father at the door.
Oh my God! Bob Cratchit. He looks so...
I ran into Mr. Scrooge's nephew in the street today. He thought I looked a little... well, just a little down, you know. And he inquired as to what had happened to distress me. On which, for he is the pleasantest spoken gentleman you have ever heard, I told him. I am heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit, he said, and heartily sorry for your good wife. By the by, how he ever knew that, I don't know.
Knew what?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
I hope they do. Heartily sorry, he said, for your good wife. If I can be of service to you in any way, be sure to let me know. And he handed me his card. Now, it wasn't for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, so much as for his kind way. That was quite delightful. It really seemed as if he'd known our Tiny Tim and felt with us.
Oh, I'm sure he's a good soul.
You would be sure of it if you saw and spoke to him. I shouldn't be at all surprised if he'd got Peter a better situation.
Hear that, Peter?
And then Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Get along with you.
But, however, and whenever we part from one another, I am sure we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim. Shall we? Or this first parting that there was among us?
No, never, Father.
And I know that when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, even though he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it. I am very happy. I am very happy. My little child.
Tell me what man that was whom we saw lying dead. Wait, this is where my place of occupation is, and has been for a length of time. Let me behold what I shall be in days to come. My office is yonder. Why do you point away from it? What reason could I have for visiting a graveyard? I shall find no compensation here amongst the dead. Before I draw nearer to the stone on which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be? Am I the man who lay upon that bed? No. Ebenezer Scrooge? Spirit! Oh no, no! Spirit, hear me! I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for this intervention. Why, show me this if I am past all hope. Oh, good Spirit! Your nature intercedes for me, pities me. Show me that I am yet to change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will honour Christmas with my heart, and I will keep it all year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits all three shall strive within me. I will not shut up lest I may teach. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone.
In his agony, Scrooge caught the spectral hand, and as he did so, saw an alteration in the phantom's hood and dress. He watched it collapse and dwindle down into a bedpost. Yes, and the bedpost was his very own. Scrooge let go of the post and scrambled out of bed, falling to his knees. He was out of his mind, or babbling like a lunatic.
I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I say it on my knees, old Jacob, on my knees. The curtains are not torn down. They are not torn down, rings and all. They are here. I am here. The shadows of the things that would be may have been dispelled. They will be. I know they will. I don't know what to do. I am as light as a feather. I am as happy as an angel. I am as merry as a schoolboy. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Merry Christmas to the world. Hello there. Hello. There's the saucepan that my gruel was in. There's the door in which the ghost of Jacob Marley entered. There's the corner where the ghost of Christmas present sat. There's the window I saw the wandering spirits. It's all right, it's all true, it's all happened. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been amongst the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind, I don't care. I'd rather be a baby. Hello! Hello there! Oh, glorious, glorious! Oh, what's today?
Eh?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Of course they can. Hello, my fine fellow.
Hello.
You know the poultiers in the next street but one, at the corner?
I sure hope I did.
What an intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? Not the little prize turkey, the big one.
What, the one as big as me?
Oh, what a delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, my buck.
It's hanging there now.
It is? Well, go and buy it.
Get lost.
No, I am in earnest. Go and buy it and tell them to bring it here, that I may give them directions to where to take it. Come back with a man and I will give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. He shan't know who sent it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. Oh, my front door. I shall love it as long as I live. I scarcely ever looked at it before. What an honest expression it has on its face. It's a wonderful knocker. Jacob Marley, you wonderful man. Here's the turkey. Hello! How are you? Merry Christmas! Why, it's impossible to carry that to Camden Town. You must take a cab.
Scrooge chuckled as he paid for the turkey. He chuckled as he paid for the cab, and he chuckled as he recompensed the boy. Chuckled as he sat down, breathless, in his sitting-room chair again, and chuckled till he cried. Out in the street, Scrooge was dressed in his Sunday best. By this time, crowds poured forth, as he had seen them with the ghost of Christmas present. Walking with his hands behind him, Scrooge regarded everyone with a delighted smile. He looked so irresistibly pleasant that 3 or 4 good-humoured fellows say, "Good morning, sir, and Merry Christmas to you." Scrooge reacted as if these are the sweetest sounds he'd ever heard, and returned the greeting. Farther down the street, Scrooge suddenly tensed up. Coming on towards him, he saw the portly gentleman who had walked into his counting-house the day before, and said, "Scrooge and Marley's, I believe." Scrooge slowed down for a moment, then resolved himself to what he must do. He quickened his pace and took the gentleman by both hands.
"My dear sir, how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you. A Merry Christmas to you, sir."
Mr. Scrooge?
"Yes, that is my name, and I fear it may not be a pleasant one to you. Allow me to ask your pardon, and you will have the goodness..."
Lord bless me. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
"If you please, not a farthing less. A great many back payments are included in it, I assure you. Will you do me that favour?"
My dear sir, I don't know what to say to such munificence.
"Don't say anything, please. Come and see me. Will you come and see me?"
"I will."
"Oh, thank you. I am much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times over. Bless you." Is your master at home, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Oh, where is he, my love?
He's in the sitting room, sir, along with the mistress. I'll show you in, if you please.
Thank you. He knows me. I'll just go in, my dear.
He said the Christmas was a humbug. And he believed it too.
Fred!
Well, bless my soul. Who's that?
It's I, your Uncle Scrooge. I have come as you asked. Will you let me in, Fred?
Let you in? Uncle, of course.
You know, I have always wanted to meet you, Mr. Scrooge. The droll way in which your nephew portrays you has always made me curious. I say, have you met...
Cratchit, you're late. What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry. I'm behind my time, sir.
You are? Yes, I think you are. Step this way, if you please.
It's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Now, I'll tell you what, my friend. I am not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. Therefore, I'm going to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas, Bob, my good fellow, than I have given you many a year. You can put that poker down now, Bob. I'm going to raise your salary, and if you let me, I'd like to try and help your family. Let's discuss it this afternoon, over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop, Bob. And buy another coal scuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
And that, my dear children, is the end of the story.
How much of that was true?
Well, I was there for some of it, and I heard about some of it, and I made up the rest.
Did Scrooge really keep his word?
Oh, yes. In fact, he was better than his word. He did everything he said he would. And much more.
What happened to Tiny Tim? Did he?
No, Tiny Tim did not die, thank goodness. And Scrooge was like a second father to him. Scrooge became as good a friend, as good a teacher, and as good a man as any person could hope to know.
People just don't change like that overnight.
Indeed, a lot of people laughed at him when he changed, but he let them laugh, and he didn't pay any attention to it. I think he was smart enough to know that nothing good ever happens in this world that people won't laugh at first. And then it's better to make people laugh than make them do some other things I can think of. His own heart laughed, and I think that was good enough for him.
And do you mean to say that he saw no more spirits?
Well, yes. Well, after that, he adopted the principle of abstinence, and no spirits ever visited him again. Well, as far as he knew. It was always said of Mr. Scrooge that if anyone knew how to keep Christmas, well, it was him. If only that could truly be said of us. All of us. Merry Christmas.
Can we go and sing with the carolers, Grandad?
Well, yes, of course we can.
Yeah!
Come on then. Oh, where's my stick? Come on. Oh, thank you. That's it. Right, come on then. Everybody out. Yay!
Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit.
Merry Christmas, Tim.
Thank you. May God bless us, everyone.
Thank you for listening to our performance of A Christmas Carol. Please visit our Facebook page for a full list of the cast and how we managed to record and perform A Christmas Carol. Also at Bishop Auckland Theatre Society.co.uk. Thank you all, and a Merry Christmas to you, everyone.